A young boy suddenly starts having weird encounters with the ladies and now they all want to live with him? Hello and welcome back to AniCap Explained. Today we'll be recapping an anime called Love Flops. So let's begin. This is the story of Kashiwagi Asahi, who is woken up by his AI alarm called Loverin. As he wakes up, Loverin reminds him that he is late for classes, thus he quickly gets ready and leaves his home. On the way to school, he bumps into a black-haired girl named Aoi. She apologizes to him and quickly hurries off before he finds a white cloth on the ground revealed to be her panties. As he continues, he sits on the train where a well-endowed woman named by Monfa sits next to him. She falls asleep on his shoulder, causing him to panic and accidentally grab her breasts. She then, still half asleep, kicks him, missing his head by an inch. Asahi gets scared and leaves at the next stop after apologizing profusely. He continues to school when suddenly a blonde girl named Karen falls off the stairs and directly onto him, revealing her panties. She gets upset at him and runs away after hitting him in the balls. After this, he runs into a cleaning robot which has accidentally stolen a red-haired girl Amelia undergarments. She thinks Asahi somehow ordered the robot to steal her undergarment and blames him as the robot drags her away. He once again continues his track but is interrupted by a white-haired boy named Ilya calling out for help. He goes to look where he finds the boy being humped by a stray dog. As he calls out for help, Asahi decides to not get involved but is noticed by the dog, who now tries to hump him. During this interaction, he faints and is woken up by some elementary kids. After waking up, he realizes that he is late for his class. He sneakily enters and takes his seat but is noticed by his new teacher, who happens to be the woman he met on the train. He also realizes that all the girls he had encountered that morning were new transfer students that were now in his class. That's some luck, right? His classmate Yoshio then inquires about what had happened between him and the transfer students. Asahi explains that he had encounters with all of them that morning in unfortunate ways. Later, he sets out to clear all the misunderstandings. That is when he finds a letter addressed to him, calling him out after school. He pays no mind to it and continues. On his way, he bumps into Aoi again and gives her the panties he picked up. She gets embarrassed and ends up slapping him. He then heads to the cafe to eat but learns that all the meals had run out. There he encounters Karen, who is also looking for food. He offers her a banana he had, which she accepts. She also apologizes for her behavior that morning. He then heads to buy a drink to fill his stomach, where Ilya is again being attacked by the same dog. This time Asahi tries to defend him but gets violated by the dog and hurts his elbow in the process. Ilya apologizes to him for dragging him into this mess and for his behavior in the morning. Asahi forgives him and heads to class, where Monfa notices him and takes him to the infirmary to patch up his wound. Once there, she also apologizes for attacking him on the train. He tells her to not pay mind to it when suddenly Amelia walks in. Asahi gives her the bra he picked up and she thanks him while also apologizing to him for the misunderstanding. As school ends, he decides to follow up on the letter addressed to him. Aoi comes out and confesses to him as a breeze of wind blows and exposes her nether area. All while Asahi is about to give her panties back, which he still thinks are a handkerchief. Before we proceed further, please take a moment to subscribe. Done? Well then, let's continue. Aoi continues her confession, but a distracted Asahi asks her to repeat what she said. She restarts her confession and asks for his reply, but he can't think clearly after witnessing her nether regions. He tells her what he just saw and she runs away embarrassed. As he returns, Ilya scares him from the back. He also unexpectedly confesses to him. Suddenly, Monfa comes running and drags Asahi away. She hides in an alleyway and starts to kiss his neck when multiple men are seen looking for her. She explains that these people were underlings of someone who was trying to woo her. She also states that she is in love with Asahi. He gets aroused by the kiss and her enormous boobs and runs away without giving a reply. After escaping, Karen finds him and pounces on Asahi, all the while dressed as a bride. Asahi ignores her and walks away, but she pursues him. She halts his path and confesses that she wants to get married. Karen forcefully takes him to a love hotel, but Asahi tricks her and escapes. On his way home, he encounters Amelia, who is disguised as a volunteer trying to collect signatures. She asks Asahi for one and he starts to sign it, but realizes that it was Amelia and the form he was signing was a marriage form. He runs away yet again. Reaching home after a long and weird day, he enters but is greeted by all the girls and Ilya. He learns that his father left him a message which states that all these girls and Ilya are potential partners for him, and in order for him to choose one, they are going to start living together. He tells everyone to leave as this was something his father set up and not something he approved. He also adds that the school will not allow this. Monfa tells him that she had gotten permission from the school, whereas Ilya adds that they wouldn't have any place else to go if he kicks them out. Hearing their pleas, Asahi hesitantly agrees as long as they don't cause him trouble. They then proceed to have dinner. After the meal, everyone tries their own way to seduce him, but they are shut down. Asahi gathers them all and scolds them, telling them to leave as they could not even listen to his only request. They tell him that they have nowhere else to stay. Asahi then leaves, claiming if they will not go then he will. He wanders around the city at night until he stumbles upon a temple where he takes some time to leisurely stare at the scenery. Aoi finds him and chats with him. She tells him that they were all just excited to meet Asahi as they didn't know about him. She also asks him to return home, claiming that they all will leave if he wants. Asahi is conflicted after hearing this but agrees to let them stay over if they promise to stop their shenanigans. Aoi sheds tears at his kind gesture before they head back. As they enter the house, everyone else has packed up and is prepared to leave. Asahi informs them that they can stay here but only if they stop acting the way they did today. Everyone is overjoyed as they start their new wacky life together. As a few days pass by, they all get somewhat used to their life together. Asahi is woken up by Lovren and then goes to the dining area to have breakfast where Aoi is writing everyone's names with ketchup on the omuras she had prepared. Suddenly Amelia barges in. She yanks the bottle out of Aoi's hand and claims she wants to write Asahi's name on his meal. She tries but fails, before drowning the dish in ketchup to hide her failure. That is where we learn that she has trouble with kanji. At school, the teacher informs them that they have a kanji test in the upcoming week. Amelia states it is not a big deal as the lunch bell rings. Asahi along with Yoshino go to the rooftop to eat in peace. As they eat, Yoshino expresses how cute Amelia is when she is trying her best, but she replies she is a sore loser who hates defeat. Later at night, everyone cleans up after dinner, but Amelia is nowhere to be seen. Asahi inquires about her and Ilya tells him that she was in her room. Worried, Asahi goes to check up on her when he hears lewd noise from outside. Asahi is flabbergasted and just stands outside without making any movement. After eavesdropping for a while, he hears Amelia use herself and him in an erotica story. Finally, he decides to barge in but is shocked after being informed that Amelia is practicing her kanji for the test from a porn book. She tells him that she wants to be better in Asahi's mother language. He gets flustered after hearing her words and decides to teach her. The next day after school, he takes her to the library where he gives her a test to gauge her abilities. She quickly solves the problems but gets them all wrong as she uses only lewd words. Asahi, now learning her level, teaches her from the basics. Amelia also tries her best studying throughout the night and even during other classes in school the next day. After school, they both again head to the library together. After continuing their study for a few hours, Asahi informs him that they should get going home. She states she wants to go at it a little while more. Asahi asks why she was so fixated on the test and why she is trying so hard. He claims that even though working hard is a good thing, everyone has a few things which are not their forte. Amelia gets angry at this comment and leaves. At home, everyone is worried about her behavior as she shut herself in her room after school and would not even attend meals. Asahi decides to check up on her again and he finds her in her room sitting in dark. Amelia reveals that she's angry at herself as she always acts selfish and gets angry at others even when they try to help. Asahi comforts her and tells her that he appreciates the effort she is putting into learning his language and is happy because of her actions regardless of the results. Her eyes light up after hearing this and she returns to her usual attitude. Asahi gives her a handmade analog. She thanks him and tells him that she will treasure it. As the test day arrives, Amelia gets a good score and is overjoyed. Meanwhile, Asahi receives an omuras with his name properly written by Amelia and this makes him smile. This is the end for now. We will see you again in the next episode. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, please consider subscribing to AniCap Explained. See you at the next one.